I want to thank you for tuning in to Narrow Life Video. Today I want to talk about universalism. Just a little bit. If you live in the United States, then you know what's going on in politics right now. The Democrats that are in power are pushing to pass universal health care against the will of the American people. I think the last poll out was 68% of Americans were against messing with the healthcare system, but yet they continue to do it. And I'm not here to talk about politics because we, the genuine true believers of Jesus Christ, are not of this world. So therefore, the world will do evil. The world will do wicked. And God has called us to be separate from the world. So what the world does is not really our issue. However, it does tend to bother us because it's not really about health care. It's not about making sure that every American is covered. It's really about government control and takeover. They did it with the auto industry. They did it with the banks. And now they're doing it with the health insurance. So the government is slowly, totally taking over control of people's lives. And that's really what it's about. And that will continue to do that, breeding the ground in the way for the man of sin to rise up among the Antichrist spirit. But today I want to talk about universalism with the church. I believe the church system has been set and moved into this universalism, and it's been set that way by this Antichrist spirit. And I talked to my mom this last few days, and my stepdad had passed away yesterday morning. Now, I didn't have a very good relationship with him, and I was adopted, so I really didn't have much of a relationship with him. But, of course, I want to be there for my mother. But, she says to me, I got to let you go because I need to talk to my pastor so he can pray for me. And this mentality is universal. I mean, it's every church or every church person has the mentality that there's a pastor that somehow sits between them and God. And I'm just trying to understand how that got developed. Obviously I know it. I know it's a diabolical plan of Satan to bring about his purpose. But this universal church is coming together under the umbrella of universalism, under the umbrella of not only the pastor has all the answers, and the pastor is only a notch away from God, and you're way down here somewhere. But also, they're beginning to embrace multiple ways to heaven. They're beginning to embrace multiple ways to salvation. They're beginning to embrace multiple ways to the sinner's prayer. And as universalism continues to take hold, which it's doing at a pretty high rate, people are being more and more deceived, and they're so blind. Try explaining to a church person that they don't need the pastor to pray for them. Try explaining to a church person that they don't need to bow at the altar. Try explaining to a church person that they don't need the sinner's prayer. And watch people rise up in anger. They're just so blind to the truth of God. That's sad. So as the world is moving towards universal government, the church is moving towards universal church. And I believe that these two are going to coincide and sit side by side under the control of the man of sin and under the control of the Antichrist spirit. My heart breaks for people that are stuck in the church system, because I know of some people that I know were genuinely saved. And they got in the church system, and I got in the church system, of course, too. But thank God that in His mercy, He has called me out. But I see people whose spiritual lives are being destroyed, people who are dying daily in the church, universal church system. And it's always about being politically correct. You can't tell somebody that Jesus Christ is the only way to heaven anymore, because you risk offending them. I don't think Jesus was ever worried about offending anybody when He spoke truth. And I don't think we should either. I think the time is coming very quickly where we are going to be in the midst of the Great Tribulation. And whatever our Lord wills to do, He wills to do. But I know through tribulation brings true character. Through tribulation brings patience. Through tribulation brings, when you go through tribulation and crisis, it shows you what the person that you truly are. And we know we have tribulation to conform. We have tribulation to sanctify. And we have tribulation to cause us to be more conformed to the image of Jesus Christ. So tribulation will come, Paul said. But the words of Jesus also says, do not fear when you see these things coming, for these things must happen for the end to come. I believe we're very close. Very close. I know every other generation has said that. But there's things now, in the spirit and in the natural, that show us that the return of Jesus Christ is imminent. Keep your heads up, saints. Times will get hard. They will get rough. But just remember, the will of God will be done, and He will guide us and direct our steps if we'll only seek His face. Till next time, to the genuinely born-again believers in Jesus Christ, God bless.